fuck is up, my britches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and today we're talking about the Beautylish gift card event. Didn't realize it was happening until today. And luckily for all of us, I didn't have to work today. It's a beautiful thing. It's gonna be 74 out. I am fucking ready for the day. So if you're wondering all the things that are on my face, I gotta make sure I'm sitting back so I could stay in focus. Everything that is on my face, I'll probably be talking about. I'll specify which products, but before we get into all the details, this event is starting at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, if I'm remembering correctly. So we have about an hour from when you're seeing this until the sale does start. So basically for every $100 that you spend, you get a $20 gift card for a future purchase. So I know not a ton of people are crazy about that like concept when it comes to sales and stuff. Me personally, I would just rather get a percentage off and call it a day, but I kind of get why they do it. But then again, I'm also excited for this time around because I know Wayne Goss is coming out with bronzers, and I'm like, I plan on getting those anyways. Like, I'm already planning on a future purchase. So if there's already stuff that I want, I'll probably be shopping the sale. I'm just gonna say it right now. So if you guys want a haul video, make sure you guys let me know. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to thumbs it up or thumbs it down if you don't like it. Share it out, all the things. I have a couple other channels that I saw their videos already. I didn't see their, like, I didn't watch them yet, but I saw that they did recommendations and like wish lists and stuff. I personally like these types of videos, and just basically the channels, I really do trust their opinions. I think they're very knowledgeable, so those are in the description box, along with all the shit that I'm going to talk about, because man, oh man, do we got a lot of stuff to go through. But I want to basically go into this. First of all, I'm pretty sure everybody watching, you're a grown-ass adult. And it's one of those things, like, if you're not in the market to buy things, don't fucking buy things. It's common sense. Don't let me influence you to buy things if you have no intention on it. If you're just like, Brittany, what are the products that you would shop for the sale? I think this will be a video for you, because I basically shop very strategically. And I say this in like all of my videos. So when this Beautylish event goes on, I shop very specific brands. And you're going to kind of understand why as I get into all the products that I'm going to talk about. It's basically brands that I personally shop that are only available at Beautylish. So I'll mention some other ones in the event you don't have, like a Sephora or an Ulta, that I think are phenomenal products. But the main focus is going to be the beginning of this video of the products that I'm like, if you're going to shop the sale and if you shop like I do, these are the brands that I would go for, if that makes sense. So I see all the bridges coming in the live chat. What's good? What's poppin'? And we're just going to dive right in. And I'm going to start with basically the brands and products that I would personally focus on. And the first brand is, I'm going to say Chikuhodo, because these brushes are, in my opinion, insanely expensive. And I've done previous Beautylish event videos before, so I think a lot of these are going to be repeats, but this is more of like a reassurance that these are products that I still love. I still use them. So I have two brushes from Chikuhodo. I have the Z8, which is a cheek brush, and then I have the Z11, and everything is linked in the description box. If you guys do use those links, they are affiliate. This is not sponsored. I bought all this shit with my own money. I'm pretty sure I bought everything. It's not sponsored. You get it. But if you use those links, I do earn a commission. So if you are shopping the sale and you use them, thank you in advance. So the Chikuhodo Z8 and Z11. I think the Z11 is a perfect like finisher brush for when I do my eyeshadow, especially if you have hooded eyes, but I think like really any eye shape can use this. I basically just use this right here to basically like marry everything together, especially after I do my brow bone. But I find that if I go in with this first, it gives me the most like natural blown out crease. But it has like, it comes to a taper, so it has a slight point to it. So it still will give me that defined crease if I'm really paying attention to where I'm laying it down. This is just a great brush, and they're both blue squirrel hair, I'm pretty sure. So naturally right there, they're going to be more expensive, but they're insanely soft. But I just love these because it's like, I touch my eye, and it's like you can barely see my skin moving. And that's one thing that I have an issue with synthetics, is that's why I always gravitate towards natural eye brushes, because of the extra like skin that I have up here. It just doesn't, these types of brushes, they don't tug. They just kind of glide over the top. So this brush, I highly recommend it if you're looking for an eye brush. But the Z8, This brush is like $100. It's so fucking expensive, and this is like a brush that never goes on sale. You know what I mean? So it's like automatically you're gonna get that $20 gift card with just one brush. But it's another like finisher type for brush for me. I like to use this for my bronzer. I like to use this for my like blush. I could use it for highlighter. I decided to get this one because of Kinky Sweat. Kinky Sweat got me with this one because it's just a brush that is a great multitasker. I could use this with like my Hourglass Ambient Infinity Powder. Basically like a veil finish type of brush. That's how I basically explain this one. It's just so soft, it glides over the skin, and it just applies everything really naturally. Like, I feel like my bronzer, when I use this brush, it doesn't mesh well with all formulas, like the Kosas bronzer, for example. When it has that, like, dimethicone type of feel to it, it doesn't necessarily work the best with those, but the Hourglass Ambient, like, bronzer that I always use, this is what I use today for my bronzer, and it looks airbrushed, and it's beautiful. Yes, it's $111 for the Z8. So yes, it's very expensive. I'm well aware, but that's where this is basically the time to buy it if you've been eyeing it, because it never goes on sale. So those are what I have for Chikuhodo, and then I'll move into some Sonia G. Now I have only 3 brushes, but I highly recommend all these. I have 2 from basically like the worker, like the red collection. And then I only have the 1 from the blue. Like this is the Sky Eye collection, I think. I threw the Blender Pro in there because I think this is a great brush, but it's not a brush that I reach for that often because I think it's a little too big for my eye shape for like an all the time type of thing. If I'm just like throwing a bronzer in my crease or something, the Blender Pro will come in handy for that. But I think I would reach for the Z8 over the Blender Pro. So I still think this is a great brush. But if you're like me and you have hooded eyes, I'm very like particular about the eye shapes. And I would love to hear your guys' recommendations for brushes as well. Because in my opinion, this is the time to buy brushes. Just saying. That's my #1 recommendation, is invest in your brushes for this type of sale. So I have the Worker Pro, and then I have the Mini Booster. The Worker Pro, I think, is named perfectly because I think the shape is just so ideal because it has like a pinched, I wish you could see this a little better. So it's like almost like a paddle, but then it's pinched. So you can almost get like a precise crease. You could pack your outer corner. This is just like a workhorse. You know, I've done a dedicated, like my must-have makeup brushes, and I'm pretty sure both of these are in there because I just reach for this for so many things between like Sonia G, Chikuhodo, Wayne Goss, and Refer, and BK Beauty. I don't need any more other brushes in my life. Like those, I just think those brands have really great quality brushes. But this one, I just think it's a workhorse. It just does everything that I need it to. And then the Mini Booster, it just comes in handy when you just want to add, how do I want to say it? It's like you want to add depth and dimension. You want it to be precise, but you still want it to blend. That's where this one for me really comes in handy. So I use this, like even to pack sometimes I'll use this, but I find my main like packer type brush is the Worker Pro. But this I just think is a great brush. I could use this on my under eye. I could use this basically like everywhere. I think Sonia G does an excellent job at having really unique shapes for her eye brushes. And again, I would love to hear what your guys' favorites are, especially with like Chikuhodo, Sonia G, Wayne Goss, especially Wayne Goss, because I really want to get more Wayne Goss brushes. And I think that will basically bring us into like the brand that I would say, if you're going to buy anything, shop Wayne Goss. Wayne Goss, in my opinion, has incredible makeup products. I think he has insanely great quality for a really good price point. So I'm going to start with the brushes that I have. I have the Airbrush and the #5. The #5 is currently sold out. But hopefully, I noticed there kind of is a lot of stuff out of stock right now. So I'm hoping that Beautylish does restock before the sale starts. So this is just like my go-to pencil brush. I just think it's just the right size. And it's just ideal, especially for like my brow bone, my inner corner. It just gives me exactly what I'm looking for. But this Airbrush, I feel like if anybody's watching my video right now, you've seen me talk countless amounts of times about the Airbrush. Between using it for my under eye. Like, this is a perfect under eye setting, like a setting brush. So I really like it for this purpose here. You could use it for your blush. You could use it to contour. You could use it to bronze. This is another just workhorse brush, and it's going to be the blue squirrel hair as well. I love brushes with that blue squirrel hair because it's so soft. Like, one of the softest brushes that I own. And the craftsmanship is just so ideal for his brushes. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. This just, I cannot recommend that brush enough. I think it's a fantastic, just all around face brush. So it's like, these two are like all that I need for my natural hair face brushes, just because I only like to use natural hair for powders. I don't like to use like foundation brushes for natural, just because I gravitate towards synthetic when I use complexion products or creams and liquids. But powders, natural hair is where it's at. So I'm going to stick with Wayne Goss. I have to say, if you're going to get any palette during the sale, the Wayne Goss palettes. I think they're phenomenal. If I were to choose between the two, though, I'm going to go with Imperial Topaz. This was the first one that launched. It's basically just a basic-ass neutral palette, but it's the textures. The textures in his palettes, this is what's on my eyes today. It's just stunning. It's truly like Victoria's Secret model in an eyeshadow palette. It just, you look like a fucking smoke show. I just feel like there's a certain like sultriness and sexiness to this palette. I love the variety of the textures, like especially this shade. It's just, it's very like shimmer heavy, but in the most flattering ways. Almost like a Charlotte Tilbury sort of a situation. I feel like, I don't know, like makeup artist lines, I feel like just have a really great handle on like textures that are going to look really flattering, especially if you have textured lids. This palette's fantastic, but I mean, I personally was a big fan of the second palette, which was Pearl Moonstone. This was basically like the green blue, you know, the green blue palette. I don't feel like you need to have both, but I'm at the point now, like, I want to just own everything from Wayne Goss because I think he just has incredible quality products. The packaging is a little difficult to get open on these, I'm not going to lie, but I just think this is such a beautiful palette as well. I wish that there were some differences in here. Like, I wish that there wasn't another black. I wish that there was a little bit more variety within these shades here, but it's like, I get it. I get why he did it. But this like special type shade, truly breathtaking. I have, from the first palette I was talking about, I have the like sparkler type shade. It's on my inner corner. And it sets it the fuck off. And there's just something truly spectacular about his formulas. And I can use this shade here as a face highlighter. I did a dedicated video actually with Mo Makeup Mo Beauty, and we both featured this on 2 different skin tones. Just beautiful, beautiful palettes. But I would lean more towards this one here because I just think it's a great staple palette. And I could also use this as a face palette as well. And I did a dedicated video using it for that purpose as well. So I could use this shade as a bronzer, I could use this as a blush, this is a face highlight, and then this I could use as like a highlighter topper sort of a shade. I recommend both though. I really, really love Wayne's palettes. So that's where I'm like, this is the only time to get at least some sort of a discount on Wayne Goss products. You know what I mean? Even though it's not like an instant gratification type of discount, but for a future purchase. And I know a lot of people are going to be snagging those contour bronzer duos for sure. Okay. I had to take a sip because I just had a wrong pipe moment. Now, I don't have any of his cheek highlighter duos, but please believe we're going to talk about those when we get in the end. I'm going to talk about my wish list. But still have more Wayne Goss products. His eyeliners, lip liners. Where's my eyeliners? They're all in this basket. I have every shade of his liners. If you're looking for a brown eyeliner, the Wayne Goss, I have, like I said, I have all the shades. I just can't dig them out in this basket right now. I forgot to take those out. His eyeliners are fucking phenomenal. They're incredible. They're super creamy, but they don't budge, at least on me. I've heard some people have issues with that. But his brown eyeliners, he has 2. Incredible. And he has a beautiful blue sapphire. Oh my god. Truly spectacular liners. And I just love the fact that they're eye kohl's. That's just a preference thing. I personally prefer kohl's versus like retractables, just because I feel like they're less likely to dry out, because even if they do dry out, you could just sharpen it and it's usually fresh. It's a lot more sanitary, and I just think that it works so much better. I actually forgot to put an eyeliner on today. But his lip liners, it's another just like basic ass like Kohl type formula. But I look at Wayne as like a luxury brand, you know? And I feel like for his pricing on his liners, really on his whole collection, I think he has a really great price for high quality luxurious items. So his lip liners, it's like, it's nothing to like lose your shit about, but it's like if you're looking for nude neutral type of lip liners, his are fantastic. I really do love his. I'm wearing the shade Natural Berry. That's what's on the lips right now. And then we have a lip cocktail, because you know what, I'm going to talk about his lipsticks and his lip glosses as well. Fantastic. If you are familiar with the Marc Jacobs High Shine Lip Lacquers, I feel like these formulas are like the exact same. They even smell so similar. So I have the shade Petunia and then Hibiscus. Petunia is more pigmented and it doesn't have like a shimmer to it, but you see how just glossy and juicy? Yes, bitch. Love that for me. But the shade that I'm wearing today is Hibiscus. And this one's going to have just a slight, almost like it's got that really high shine look to it, but it has that really slight shimmer to it. I'll put it on my lips again just so you guys could see. Very luxe. I see I'm seeing your guys' comments in the live chat. Just stunning. Fucking beautiful. Love his lip glosses. I love just how, you know, at first I wasn't in love with them, but it's like they're so purse friendly or like wallet friendly. If you wear one of the, like the wristlets where it just zip closes, it fits perfectly in there because they're so tiny, and the packaging is just, it's just so aesthetic to me. I really love the aesthetic of his line. And then his lipsticks, these are going to be for me like satin lipsticks. So I have the shade Carnation and Orchid. I have these shades not because I was like losing my shit over the shades initially, but it was because I felt like I didn't have really anything like these. These aren't going to be like a one swipe heavy pigmented type of formula. It's going to be a lot more buildable. I thought my dog was just in here. It's going to be more of a buildable formula. So the shade that I'm wearing today is Carnation. And I feel like this is a beautiful like spring. That's just like a beautiful springy like rosy pink. Ugh, so beautiful. But they just have like a really slight shine to them. It's not super like super shiny and reflective. It's just very comfortable. Just look at my lips and you'll get it. You know? And I even think the price on these are pretty fair for what you're getting. You're getting how much product? It doesn't say on here. But you're getting like a decent amount. It's just like a regular bullet size lipstick. I'm clearly a big fan of Wayne Goss makeup. So if that wasn't blatantly apparent, there you go. So I think his lip products are incredible. If I was to say anything though, I just truly think there's something so unique about it's the texture. Like I am all for like textures when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. And I'm like, if I was to get anything, if I didn't have anything Wayne, I'd probably get palettes or I would get brushes. Because I think that there's other like great formulas for lip products, especially not many people are wearing lips right now. But yeah, if I was going to get anything Wayne right now, I think I would go with, you know, palettes and brushes. Moving on. I think that's everything from Wayne Goss. Clearly, big fan. Next product I wanted to mention is just something that I feel is great for this time of the year. It's not something that I reach for all the time, but it's these Dominique Cosmetics skin glosses. I just think these are such an ideal product for like spring, summer. So my favorite of all of them was surprisingly Glossed Peach. And then I really like the lightest version as well. These are basically like face balm with like a splash of highlight in there. They're just beautiful, but it's more of like a tackier type formula or like a balmy type formula, if you will. But these I just thought were stunning. Beautiful, right? I already have a face highlight on as like already, but this is like my boat day. If I'm just going on a boat and I don't have anything on my face, I'll usually put my sunscreen on and stuff like that. But then hitting your high points with something like this, they're very sheer though. So when you see, because I thought my favorite was going to be like the pinky version. So it's like when you see them, they look very, very intense, but it's a very sheer formula. So it's been a minute since I've talked about these, but there's still, it's just like one of those products that I'm like, if there was a time that I would buy it, it would be this time of the year, because this is when we're like going into the time that I would use it the most. And I'll talk about that with some other products as well. But these I just feel like they're not really talked about. I don't think I heard really anybody talk about them past from when they launched, if that makes sense. Let me know if you guys have heard anybody talk about them. But I think that was everything that I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my list. I have like my description box. No, there's one more brand, and then we'll move on to recommendations that I still love, but I would not purchase them at Beautylish. But in the event that you only have access, then yes, I would recommend them. And the brand that I wanted to talk about was Inglot. I feel like nobody talks about Inglot anymore, but the main product I wanted to mention was the Duraline. This is for all the people out there that love like pot eyeliners, which Inglot, I have also the, I think it's the number 44, the eye gel. It's basically their black eyeliner. The most black eyeliner I've probably ever seen, but it's going to be one that you need to like dip a brush in and apply it with a brush. That's just not really my vibe. But this is for if you have products that dry out, you put some Duraline in it, you either mix it up or just kind of work your brush into it. It brings your cream products back to life. It just, I don't know what kind of magic is in this, but I'm like, does anybody remember this shit? Because I think it's just one of those products it's so nice to have in your collection, even if you don't have a big collection, especially if you use like Dip Brow or something, like those type of pomades or eyeliners, whatever the case is. I just think Duraline is a staple to have in your collection, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned that as well. So those are all the products that I'm like, okay, if I'm shopping at Beautylish for the sale, those are the biggest brands that I'm going to pay attention to. You know what I mean? Just because I feel like they're only really available at, I gotta pull out a wipe. I feel like they're only available at Beautylish. You know what I mean? Or they just very rarely go on sale. So the next products I wanted to talk about was, let's stick with eyeshadows for now. I forgot to grab these out. I wasn't that prepared today. I have to mention, like, if you're just in the market for an eyeshadow palette, I can't get enough of Natasha Denona Metropolis. In my opinion, Metropolis is just the best, like, year-round. You could use this all year, which, because I'm a person that is very just mindful of, like, the shadows that I wear for certain times of year. I just think this is, like, a really great variety of all of her palettes in one. Maybe not all of her palettes, but even, like, the Circle Loco, that's available there now on Beautylish. Basically, if you're in the market for a palette and there's a color story that speaks to you within the Natasha Denona line, go for it. Because I think that she has a really great handle on her formulas. If I were to choose, though, what my favorite formula is, at least that's offered at Beautylish, I would choose a Natasha Denona palette. I think the Mini Love palette is phenomenal. The Glam palette, which I think that's out of stock again, but that's one I feel like a lot of people were like, oh my god, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it now. And it was the Glam. The Tropic palette, I think, is a beautiful palette for springtime. Except there are some duds in that palette. And the Mini Nude, that's a really great I feel like Natasha Denona just has really great palettes. The Love palette. But if I were to pick one, it's got to be Metropolis. I just love the structure of it, the variety of shades. I like that you have less, how do I want to say this? Less product, but more shades, if that makes sense. You know, I like the fact that it's smaller pan sizes. That's probably the best way to explain it. So, I mean, I would go Natasha Denona or Wayne Goss. Next brand. Let's talk about some Charlotte Tilbury. Now, Charlotte Tilbury is available at Sephora. VIB sales coming up. But, like I said earlier, I cannot recommend the Beauty Light wands enough. I think the only one that's currently in stock is Spotlight, at least as of right now. But I am wearing the shade Pinkgasm. That's one of the blushes that's on my face right now. These are just absolutely stunning. The Contour Wand, that's another product I cannot say enough great things about. Little update, I am wearing the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzer today. I'm still testing it out. But these, I mean, clearly, big fan. Love them. I also have to mention, I think Charlotte Tilbury is a really great brand anyways, but the Hollywood Flawless Filter, I wear this every single day. This goes underneath my makeup every single day. And it just gives me, like, the radiance that you see on my skin. it's this. It's underneath my foundation, but it peeks through just enough. You could use this as a liquid highlighter. I wear the shade number 3. This is all that I need in my life from Charlotte Tilbury, but she has just incredible, like, lip product. Fucking almost everything that she does is phenomenal, but these are, like, holy grail status. I just think they're fantastic. So, I personally shop Charlotte Tilbury at Sephora, but that's just me and my humble opinion. Next products. Let's talk about the other cream blush while we're here. Nudestix Nudies Bloom. I would purchase this at Sephora or Ulta, but that's just me and my opinion. But the shade Poppy Girl, if this is not spring and a cream blush, I don't know what is. It's just a beautiful, it's more shiny, so it's going to have that more like balmy feel to it, but this is on top of the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm. It just gave me that extra coralliness that I was looking for, and it just gives me it gives you that beautiful wet look to the skin that I live for, especially in the summer. So this one, I wouldn't personally purchase it at Beautylish, but I'm going to try not to keep saying that over and over again. You get it. We're at this point. Next product I would say is Danessa Myricks Twin Flames. I did a dedicated video to the first 4 that I got, and then since then I've gotten 2 more in the Trend Mood box. So I have the shades, God, can I read these? Obsession, Passion, Crazy for You, Sweetheart, and Young Love. I'm not going to swatch these. I would suggest checking out my video that I dedicated to these when they dropped, because I did eye swatches, I showed hand swatches, it was like a whole thing. But these are also now available on Sephora. So that's one of those things you got to ask yourself. But that is still, I think Danessa Myricks is still new for Sephora, so I don't know if all of her products are available there yet, so maybe just do like a comparison type thing. But these Twin Flames, if you like multi-chromes, if you like cream shadows, you will probably shit your pants with these because they're just absolutely stunning. So highly recommend those. I do want to talk a little bit about Good Molecules, but I just saw recently Good Molecules is coming to Ulta. And I think these are great products, though, because they're so inexpensive. I would still entertain purchasing these at Beautylish because it's more of like a, if I just need to get to that threshold, this is a great skincare brand where the products aren't going to cost you a ton of money to try new skincare. So the first one I've been enjoying is the Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. I've been using this morning and night, but my preference is using it morning time. I think it lays so beautifully underneath your foundation or your concealer. And it just, for me, for nighttime, it's not enough because it is a gel. But I do think it's a really great product to just wake your eyes up a little bit. And it just has a really nice gel type formula. So even if you put this in like the fridge, if you did that and then put it on in the morning, it would really give you that wake up effect. So I think this, it's like $6 fucking. It's something super inexpensive. And it's like, it's not the most like extravagant packaging or anything like that, but it's like, I feel like you're really paying for the product itself, which I do really like. And I feel that way about a lot of these products. And then I also have the Overnight Exfoliating Treatment. This, I think, I want to say this is like $6 or $12. It's still, like, this whole line is super inexpensive. I do notice that not all of their products work great with my skin, but this one, I'm just like, shit. I was surprised at how well this worked for, like, my texture, especially, like, my forehead. That's where I really like these type of, like, overnight exfoliating treatments. So this is more of like a serum, but it's got a glass bottle, great ingredients, and it's just, like, clean type of ingredients. That's basically like the Good Molecules I feel's focus. So this is basically just an AHA and a BHA to resurface and to renew your skin. I would say if you're more sensitive to products, that would be a great one to start with. I do prefer like the Sakari Baby Facial over that, but that's a significant price difference. And I think that the Baby Facial is a lot more like intense, whereas you still feel like a slight tingle when it comes to this product, but it's a lot less intense. It's like a great stepping stone product, I feel. And then this one, I forgot to link this, but I need to. The silicone-free priming moisturizer. This is, I think, $14. If you have dry skin, this serves as a moisturizer. It's got no fragrance in it or anything like that. But this, as a hydrating primer, is fan-fucking-tastic. It's one of the best, in my opinion, hydrating primers because it feels like a lotion. It just feels nice on your skin. I need to make sure I link that after this video because I pulled it out. I used it today and I'm like, oh my God, I always forget like how good this is. But especially like winter time, this comes in clutch for me. I'm almost to the end, but it's great. It's a great hydrating primer, especially if you have dry skin. So that's everything for Good Molecules. I don't think they're available on Ulta yet. So if you're eyeing their products, this might be a good time to maybe snag some, especially if you're trying to get to that like $100 marks. Because that's one thing I struggle with. I'm like, I'm not paying for shipping. Let me just throw something in my cart to get over the threshold. So obviously you got to get to $100 to get your $20 gift card. So that would be a great product to throw in there. And then we got to talk about some Hourglass. I fucking love Hourglass products, but especially their powders. And I have to talk about, this is my pride and joy. I cannot bring myself to throw this out. The bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer of all time. I hope one day I could find something that's as good as this, but this is the Luminous Bronze Light in the Ambient Lighting Bronzer. It's so old. This is like 10 years old, but it's lasted so long. It's such a great bronzer. And then I forgot to pull out, where is it? Oh my God, where are you? My favorite Hourglass blush. Again, this is a brand I would buy at Sephora or Ulta, because I almost forget every time that Hourglass is now available at Ulta. The At Night blush, though. Man, oh man, is this such a beautiful blush. One of the faves. You're going to hear me talk about some of the stuff in my Sephora recommendations as well, I'm sure, but I have to throw them in here. And then if you're looking for a great setting spray, I have two. One's from Hourglass. This is going to be if you want... It gives me more of like a I have this sprayed on my face. It gives you that very skin-like glow. But it also serves as like a face tune. I don't know what the hell is in this. This is the Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. It's like $50. It's so expensive, but I've had this since it launched. And I use it all the time. It just has the most... Oh, I love that mist. I love the mist. But there's something just to me so spectacular about this, especially if... I feel like if you wear a lot of matte foundations, this will just bring a little bit more life to your skin. Whereas if you're looking for something that's going to help your makeup last a really long time, this is not the correct one, but Skindinavia is available at Beautylish. I typically buy Skindinavia from like Skindinavia itself because they usually have like, you can get like mini sizes for free or something like that. But the Skindinavia, the Bridal Setting Spray, it's the same exact thing as the All-Nighter from Urban Decay. They're both made by Skindinavia, and it comes in this huge bottle. Like, this is the primer spray, which I'm like, I don't think this is anything special. But the Bridal Setting Spray, it has two that really, oh my God, this is so old. It has that really soft mist to it. The mister in these is fantastic. And you're supposed to just do like an X, I think, or like a Z. I don't know. But I think Skindinavia makes excellent setting sprays. So if you're looking for one, those are the two brands that I would recommend. And then, let's talk about, I saw Vicky J's here, Mr. Thomas. We gotta talk about some Tom Ford. I personally have something in my wish list that I am like 99% sure I'm gonna buy. But there's two products. There's more products, but I didn't see them on Beautylish's website yet. But I pulled out the Tom Ford, the Sheer Highlighting Duo. I think this is a great highlighter, especially if you have more textured skin. Because this is just, for one, for my skin tone, these two are just perfect for me. I've talked about this in previous recommendations like a million times. But on the skin, they just look so insanely smooth. And that's all that I need to do is just show you how that looks. And I just think for me, I could justify the price when you have two shades that would be ideal for my skin tone. I think these would work for like, I think if you have fair, it might not be worth it because they do have a little bit of depth to them. So I think if you're like light skin, it's probably like tan, maybe even in like the deep spectrum. I think you'd be able to use something like this because you can mix them together. So it's basically like you're getting 3 in 1. And it's Tom Ford, it's bougie, it's extra. get Tom Ford on sale when you can. But I also wanted to mention the soft, or was it the Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. This is what's on my face right now. I just did a TikTok. Guys, are you following me on TikTok? Because I posted a ramen recipe and it went fucking viral. I was like, it has like 1.5 million views on it. I'm like, I guess I need to start cooking more. But I did like a makeup that is bomb and makeup that is shit type of TikTok. And I mentioned this in there because I think this is just a great foundation. It gives me that skin-like appearance. It has, I would say, like medium coverage, maybe like light to medium coverage, but it's buildable. I love the smell of it. It has, I think it's lavender oil, so it has a lavender fragrance. The only downfall is I don't love the packaging. I can't lie. I don't love it because it's just like plastic and it's just kind of like a, like I wish it was glass. I just wish that it felt more high quality. The only downfall though is I feel like the undertones are very tricky, and I think that's where I'm like, I would rather shop at Sephora but it's not in store at Sephora, so I guess it really doesn't matter. And I have done returns through Beautylish. Easy peasy transaction. Their customer service is phenomenal. So I would still entertain purchasing this because this is like an $88 foundation, but it's available at Sephora as well. So I have those products. Oh, I also had, hold on, I forgot, the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. This is why I love this, is because it has two types of applicators in one. A bitch loves some options. That's all that it is. I do find that I like the longer one more because it's more of like a brush tip, whereas the other side is a felt tip. So I get a little bit of a thicker application, but I think if you do like the cat eye on a day-to-day basis, you'd probably like this one. But since I'm not the best with liner, but this one, it's super black, it dries down matte, and it doesn't transfer. Fantastic. Fantastic liquid liner. I almost forgot. And I'm pretty sure that's all of my Tom Ford stuff that I have to feature that was available at Beautylish. Because like I was going to feature the Rose Prick collection, the lipstick and the eyeshadow palette, but I don't see that. I see the perfumes on there. So if you see the Rose Prick collection show up, I think that's a great, just the quad I think is great. I've done a dedicated video to that as well. If you guys want to watch that, you can. I also wanted to mention this blender the Blender Puff. This is a game changer for setting my under eyes. I just love using this, especially with my one size powder. I'll just push, because I'm back setting my under eyes, guys. I've fallen so hard in love with that one size powder. Because it's like, it sets your makeup, but it doesn't look crepey or crusty. But using it, look how disgusting. I'm sick. But this is just, I just love how it feels. I love it. And it pushes the product into your skin. This is the only downfall I would say, is just it looks disgusting, but I'm like, well, I'm only using it on myself, so it's fine. It basically serves the same purpose as, like, you know, the big puffs that come with loose setting powder sometimes. I love this thing, but it's also available at Sephora and Ulta. Next one. I think this is such a great fragrance for like spring, summer, because again, I just heavily associate like makeup fragrance with spring, summer, fall, winter. You know, I'm very particular about the scents that I do. I have a little sample size of, hold the phone, of this Rose Prick from Tom Ford. I think this would be one. It smells a little bit more mature for my liking, but I could see why their fragrances are so expensive, because it's like I sprayed one spray and I think it just works really well with my body chemistry. I don't know if I'll like take the plunge to get a full size. I'm going to do a fragrance video as well before the Sephora sale, I think, like basically like a perfume collection, but I could see why. It's just because like the bottle will last you forever. I think if you buy one bottle of a Tom Ford fragrance, it's like one spray is all you need and it just lasted. But this one, I got this, I think at Sephora. I got this with like an order. It's a Jo Malone Fig and Lotus Flower Cologne. And it just has the most beautiful like floral but citrus. It's like zesty. I don't even know. It has like so many smells. It kind of reminds me of like, I'm going to throw it back for a second. Do you guys remember Bath and Body Works like coconut lime verbena? It reminds me so much of that, but it doesn't really smell coconutty, but I just smell like, it just smells so good. I smell lime. I smell flowers. I smell like, oh, I smell so many different things. And this is another one. It's like one spray and that's all that you need. So they have like little sizes, like travel sizes. I don't think they have anything like this size, but I think they have like a rollerball size. I would probably be more likely to buy this at Sephora, but in the event that you're looking for a perfume. But if you're looking for a perfume, guys, you need to be following on my YouTube, but on my community page, I have to show this. This has nothing to do with Beautylish, but boy, was I excited because I was bitching and complaining in a previous video about Bulgari Omnia Coral and how I was like, I hope that they're not discontinuing it. Full-size bottle on QVC for 30 bucks. This is usually $80. Favorite perfume for spring and summer. I have it linked on my community page. You're all welcome. That is my go-to fragrance for summer. It smells so good. Anyways, back to what you guys all came here for. I wanted to finish off. I'm pretty sure this is the last thing. Pretty sure this is the last brand. And I think I even tagged like basically anything from this line. If I'm going to buy anything this time of the year, it's Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. I fucking love this stuff, but it's available at Sephora. But especially this bronze glow oil. This stuff, first of all, it smells like the Boom Boom Cream. I mean, clearly I love this stuff anyways, but they don't sell this size anymore. They sell like a regular full size. This is only like holiday exclusive, I'm pretty sure. But this bronze oil, they have other shades as well. It smells so good. This is just vacation. I can't. But it just gives your body the most glorious glow. Hold on. Oh, and then just the smell, I'm telling you, it's intoxicating. But if I go on vacation, this is the one product that I'm like, yep, you're coming with me, because it gives you that, it gives you the tint, but you see the glow difference. It's the glow for me, guys. Oh my god. So glorious. But this is the time of the year I would buy like the body gel. I would buy lotion. Anything in the Boom Boom Cream fragrance. Like when I'm going to buy it, it's springtime because I could wear it throughout like the whole summer. So let me look really quick at all of the recommendations. I'm pretty sure that I hit all of them. In the event that I didn't. Slip scrunchies. I have one on my wrist. I kept this on my wrist so I didn't forget. So Beautylish also sells the slip scrunchies. I had a comment in a recent video. Yes, Tracy asked if that washes off. Yes, it does. I find that it does like, it's not like a tanner. It's just like a body oil. So it will transfer, but I feel like it does dry. So it's not like you're getting like tan everywhere. You know, I feel like it wears really flattering, but I had somebody ask me about the slip scrunchies in a recent video, like in the comment section. These are the only scrunchies that I use now because I was noticing my hair was breaking a lot. And it was because, at least I think, between like the buildup on the product, the buildup on my hair, and using like just like your traditional like hair ties, my hair was breaking. My hair has not broke since I started using these because I wear up my hair. Like my hair is like this shit probably like 80% of the time because especially when I work. So these have been a game changer. And you can get like 3 packs. I think I linked like the little ornament from Holiday. I linked that below. But I think that was everything that I have for my other, like basically like everything that I would still recommend. That's a lie. I've got 2 more. Let me show you because I don't have them here with me. So the first one. The Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind Banana and Coconut Superfood Conditioner and Shampoo. I just repurchased these at Ulta recently. I've truly noticed a difference since I haven't been using these. So I went back to the whey, like I was doing whey products, not all the time, but way pretty much replace these in my hair care routine. And I just noticed my hair kind of going back to how it used to be, like really poofy and frizzy on the ends. And I really think that this line just makes a huge difference for me. So I would definitely recommend the shampoo and conditioner from this collection. And then I also wanted to mention, since we're getting into like warmer months, the Aqua Bomb Sleeping Mask. You can get this at Ulta and Sephora. But this face mask, especially between this and the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask, which I don't know what's going on with that, but that's a problem if it's discontinued. This is an excellent face mask if you get sunburn. I don't know what the hell. I think it must have like aloe or something in it. It's just so insanely nice on my skin, and it feels like it helps basically like my skin turn over, so it's like my sunburn doesn't last as long. And it does have that like gel type of consistency. It's just so, so nice. This is a product I'm like, I need to repurchase this. I keep like waiting for a 20% off at Ulta or something, but maybe this will be the time that I get it, because an excellent, excellent, excellent product. I love it. So now let's move on to what's on my wish list. How much is my card at right now? $880. I can't. We'll blaze through this really quick because I know the sale's about to start in 9 minutes. So let me show you everything that's on in my cart currently. So I've got the Lit Cosmetics, the Lip Metal Kits at Addicted. I just threw one of these in there because I think the Lit Cosmetics glue is so, so good. It's one of those products, though, you have to like dip a brush in, but it goes on so nicely. And I need a glitter glue. And I was just like, ooh, this kit just looks perfect. And then you get like a loose glitter with it. So you could select like which glitter that you want or whatever. 28 bucks. Little pricey, but this glue lasts forever. And I just like the component. I like the packaging of it, and it's just nice. You know, I just like it. So that's one product I'm like, I might end up getting that because I do need a glitter glue, but a lot of people recommend the NYX Cosmetics one, so I'm still undecided. The next product I have is another luxury cream lipstick from Wayne Goss in the shade Lily. This is the shade that I wanted the most when everything launched, and this one sold out so fucking fast. So insanely fast, so it's 28 bucks. Little pricey, but I ain't mad at it. Then the Wayne Goss Essential Lip Pencil in the shade Mauve. $14. I was talking about the lip liners earlier. And then I have this Beautylish Presents the Yano Series Eye Set. It's $180. I basically threw the collection in there, but I could see myself just getting like specific brushes. I want to know if you guys have any of these brushes though, because I'm like, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about them. I probably should watch like Kinky Sweat's video because she's like a brush enthusiast. She is so knowledgeable about brushes. So I'm pretty sure she'll probably go over like the specifics in her video. But I want to try these because I feel like they're going to be basically like the same as like Chiku Hodo. Because I'm pretty sure like the Fude brushes are all like manufactured by the same company, or you know, they're like usually all made in Japan. So I feel like the quality is going to be relatively the same, and they're a little bit less expensive because they are a part of the Beautylish line. So I also have the number 9 by itself. It's $35, which I feel like 35 bucks for a natural hair eye brush is like standard. So I wasn't mad at that price point. And then I have the Sonia G, the Crease Pro. I don't think Sonia G has brushes that I'll necessarily need like them all, because I think her shapes are so specific, you know? So it's $32. Will I get it? I'm not really sure yet. And then we have the Soft Shader Brush. I did prefer the Crease Pro over this one, but I'm like, I would love to own them all, but they're so expensive, and I'm like, it's a big gamble because you could only tell so much by what you see online in pictures, you know what I mean? But I don't think I'd get the soft shader. And then I put the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation, SPF 50 in the shade 5.6 Ivory Beige. I wanted to check this because I have 5.6 Ivory Beige in the Traceless Soft Matte. I feel like this is like a decent shade for me, but I might actually go a little bit deeper, but it's $150. But I feel like I don't ever see this really on sale, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Like, is this a good time to buy it? You guys let me know. I've wanted this for so long though. And I hear some of my friends always talk about how amazing this foundation is. So naturally, I want to get it. But it's $150. So I'm like, alrighty, I'm going to get 20 bucks. I would be more likely just to be like, okay, let's hit the $200 mark and I can get $40. And then it's like I'm getting my Wayne Goss bronzer for free. You know? That's what's going through my mind right now. And then I also have the Tom Ford, the Soleil Glow Bronzer in the shade Terra. I don't think I'll end up getting this, but I threw it in there anyways just because this is a bronzer that I've wanted for a while. But I plan on getting the Gucci bronzer during the VIB sale. And I'm like, I don't need another fucking bronzer. I really don't. But who knows? When in Rome, you never know. Maybe I'll end up with it. And then I have the Wayne Goss, the High Shine Gloss in Cherry Blossom. We talked about those earlier. I have the Wayne Goss, the brush number 4 for $28. I feel like this is the most popular brush that I hear, like people that have my eye shape. I feel like this is the most popular, but I could be wrong. But this, I just like the shape. And then this Artist Couture, or not Artist Couture, the Wayne Goss Artist Collection. I wanted these brushes so bad when they launched, but I think I'm like over it. But who knows? Maybe we'll end up getting it. And then I also have the Tom Ford, the Sheer Cheek Duo, and I think it's Lissome for $84. But I'm pretty sure this is available at Sephora as well. And I'm very blush heavy right now, so I really don't feel that I'll end up picking that up. If anything, what I'm leaning towards the most is that Sheer Shade and Illuminate. I'm leaning towards that the most. Are you guys picking anything up? The sale starts in 3 minutes. Oh shit, I can get it at, you can get the foundation at CCO. Is that the cosmetics? No, that's, Vicky J, we need to talk. 60%, oh shit, shit. I might need to do it. The Tom Ford bronzer is so good. Is there anything you guys recommend, or is there anything like you guys would like to see? Oh my God, a CCO store. I'll have to check and see, because we had, isn't that the cosmetics company store, right? Is that the one you're talking about? I know we used to have one in my area, but I don't think it's open anymore. But guys, that is all that I have to offer you. It's your holy grail. That's all that I have to offer you for the sale. If you guys do shop my links in the description box, I really do appreciate it. Even if you're not shopping like for the specific item, even if you just click the link, it will track your order. It's a free way to help your favorite creators' channels, or if you want to support any other creator, I'm sure everybody's going to be posting links for the sale. Let me know. Cosmetics company outlet. I'll have to see if there's one in my area. Oh shit! Now I'm like, now I need to go to the mall. Okay, so guys, let me know in the comments after this video goes up. Let me know your guys' recommendations, products you would love to see me own, try out, all the things. Other than that, happy shopping if you are shopping. And other than that, I will see you guys in my next one. Okay, bye!